We are talking about transversals with parallel lines, and we want to identify parallel, perpendicular, and skew lines, and identify angles formed by two lines in a transversal. So first thing we got to understand is, what does it mean to be parallel? So parallel lines are coplanar lines that never intersect. So here we have M and then two lines in N. And the way that we read that is line M is parallel to line N. And if we want to talk about two lines being parallel, we mark them with arrows. So here we have line P, line M, and line N. P crosses M and N, and then we're told that line M and line N are parallel because of those arrows. So similar to how we have those congruent marks, if we were going to say 2 marks on each of them, that still shows that these two lines are parallel because there's 2 triangles and 2 triangles. So those 2 lines are parallel because they both have the same number of triangles on there. Some examples of parallel lines. If you go to the football game, we can see that our yard lines are parallel to each other. Also, railroad tracks are parallel to each other. Next thing we can talk about is perpendicular lines. And perpendicular lines, lines that intersect to form 90-degree angles. And here we have M, and we have the upside down T, and then N. And what that says is line M is perpendicular to line N. So it's a lot easier to write with these symbols here. So we have M by the end of this line and N by the end of this line. And then we have this angle right here. That box right there shows that that is a right angle. That shows that it is 90 degrees, or that shows that it is perpendicular. That box indicates all 3 of those things. Next thing we can talk about is, as we're looking at this image here, is skew lines. Lines that do not intersect and are not coplanar. So here we have line AB, and we can see line AB right here, and they have that line going through there. And we have line GF. So here's GF right here, and there's that line there. Now, these are skew lines because they do not intersect and they are not coplanar. So as we can see, GF lies on this bottom plane here, and AB lies on this top plane here. So they are not parallel because they're on different, or they're not coplanar because they're on 2 different planes. But they also don't intersect because this one's going to continue this direction, this one's going to continue this direction, and they'll never intersect. So we can think about, if we're looking in this room that you're in, if we look up by that window in the top left corner where the roof line meets the front wall, and we see that line that goes all the way across, that would be like AB. And then if we look over here by the blue door, if we go, the carpet meets the cinder block wall that has the blue door on it, that line that runs where the wall and the floor meet, that would be like line GF. So that would be an example of skew lines. Parallel planes are planes that do not intersect. So here we have plane ABC, that's that top shaded plane, and then plane EFG, that's that bottom shaded plane. So these would be parallel planes. If we're thinking about that, they're never going to intersect. That would be like the ceiling and the floor would be the plane EFG. And so if the ceiling and the floor, if those ever were to intersect, then that would be a structural problem that we don't want to deal with. So those are some key definitions and some key examples to think about. We have parallel lines, and we have our symbol for parallel lines. We have perpendicular lines and our symbol for perpendicular lines. And then we have skew lines and parallel planes.